Are you ready to adventurize your life? Hi, I'm Tracy Pattin, and welcome to SizzleInTheMiddle.com with my Sizzle pal, Lisa Greenfield.
You know, because hands and the story of you inside them is the ultimate adventure. So
that was good.
oh,
Lisa
she
is
inspired.
Lisa is you're sort of a hand adventurer.
I am. I take an adventure every time I look inside somebody's hand. That the adventure of you.
And you know what? We have realized since we met not too long ago, believe it or not, we're like soul sisters, that we are both about having more adventure in our lives and helping you guys out there to have more adventures, and through hands, through reading your hands, which you'll see more of, and through just getting out there, stepping out like we did last week, and we have a great adventure to tell you about.
Just a little bit of risk in your life, you just have no idea how far it can take you. Little bit.
And it's so fun. Now, Lisa goes and reads people's hands. Explain to them just a minute about what you do.
Because all of the thoughts and feelings you have create the lines in your hand. This is really a roadmap of you. This is your true personality profile, and that's why I say it's the best adventure.
Yeah, exactly. And not to mention, it is an excellent way to meet people.
Oh, yeah.
You should see her in action, and I get to help.
Well, and this could be you. You know, see what learning a little bit about hand analysis can open up for you. Because just last week, there's a repertory theater, xrtc.org, if you want to check it out. But it's X Repertory Theater Company.
And it's here in LA.
Yep. And it's they've got kicked off a speaker series this summer. And they had John Stamos.
So cute.
You know, girls, we know he's popular.
Cute, sexy.
But he
in his 40s.
Yeah, and he also brought with him a whole team of people to support the school, including the producer of Chicago, Hairspray, that's Neil Marin, Andrew Bernstein, one of the directors on ER, Mad Men, House, 3 of my favorite shows. And they also had Danny Sussman, Danny Sussman, and Brant Joel, which is the manager and agent for John Stamos.
And these guys, everybody, now this is LA, so we're going to run across these types everywhere, which makes it so fun. But these guys were the quintessential agents. Like if you were looking to hire some cliche, I mean, I don't want to say they were cliche, but they were just the quintessential agents. They were so entertaining.
Oh, they should have, you know what, honestly, I think Danny Sussman missed his calling for a chance to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
And he and Brant played off of each other, straight man and comic, like you read about. They were hilarious.
So well, and I'm going to tell the first part of the adventure. We don't have a whole lot of time. And then we'll get into the second really juicy part with John Stamos. But I have to tell you the first part of this adventure, and this is something to think about when you're thinking about creating an adventure, is we went down to the industrial area of downtown LA, and it's a little sketchy. It was 6 in the afternoon, well, early
still
evening.
bright
light. And we met there, so we were both alone. So I'm driving around this area thinking, oh my God, can I park my car here? And then I saw a police officer, cute, I have to say that part. And so I yelled over to him, excuse me, officer, is this an okay place to park your car? And so he launched into, oh yes, we patrol the whole area, you're fine. I thought that's a really good thing to remember when you're in sketchy areas. If you see a cop, just ask them for their advice. And
well, if you don't find a cop, you just look for somebody with a long thumb.
Oh yes,
okay?
Okay.
This is a truth teller's thumb. If the thumb comes above where the finger meets the palm, right here, see how her thumb comes way above it? That's a truth teller's thumb. So you're going to look for somebody who has a long thumb. If it's a short thumb, they want to tell you a great story. It's not that they want to lie, but they're more interested in flavor than they are in fact. So they're going to make it a good story, but it may or may not be accurate. So look for the long thumb and ask a stranger.
And I missed his thumb. I missed all of that. But see, this is why it's good to know the hand stuff, because then you can know more about people and meet people more easily, like we did with John Stamos. So we're in the theater. It looks like Tribeca in the 80s in New York. Very loft place, really cool. Lots of people milling around, and there he was, John Stamos. And so Lisa was wondering if she should go up to him, and it was before the event. I said,
Here's my wingman right
I
here.
used my instincts. I
Yeah.
just said, you know what? I think we need to do this now.
Mhm.
So we just marched right up to him.
Yeah.
Tell him what you did.
Oh, he was very gracious. And just so you know, if you've ever done any sort of public speaking, it can be challenging to talk to people before you have to go on.
True.
So he was very gracious, went ahead and offered up his hands and, let me launch right into a hand
You know,
analysis.
it's so funny. He just went, okay, here.
Yeah.
That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So very gracious and really appreciated the time. And we don't, read and tell, but they were very powerful hands, very, very impressive hands. But what was even more fun,
Good
really
hands,
fun.
Good hair.
Yeah, well, you know what? Okay, he doesn't disappoint girls.
Yeah,
He's that
that's-
delicious in person. But the thing that was amazing is after the speaker panel, after watching the interaction on stage, because didn't you feel there was such camaraderie on stage?
There was a lot of camaraderie.
I mean, from everybody, joking back and forth and lots of shared history. And I had a theory that sort of formed in my brain, and I wanted to go see if their hands played it out. So with a little help
That was fun too.
from my adventure buddy here.
We just started scoping them out, and of
Mhm,
course they
yeah.
were being swarmed by actors because the whole audience
Yeah.
were mostly actors.
Exactly, looking for good
Except for
feedback.
us.
Good feedback because they'd had a lot of nuggets that they'd offered up for people to support others succeeding in their career. So trying to thread our way through and be respectful of everybody's time, but with her help, kind of managed to get in there, read everybody's hand. And guess what? All of them, the entire panel, had almost the exact same heart line. Each and every one of them. Very different hand shapes, very different headlines. So the way they think about things, the way their creativity is applied, very different. But all of them came from the same place where heart was concerned. And
Show them just for a
Yeah.
moment what you mean.
this is the heart line. It starts over under the little finger
see
and
that? Okay.
it runs horizontally across the hand. And all of the panelists had the same heart line with a little bit different ending, just a little bit of variation on it. But it was amazing because then you can see how fun it is when you get a really good team that clicks. What some of the common threads are, and you never know what it might be.
And I have to tell you, the great adventure for me in all of this is how she meets people so easily. So it's like a really great calling card. And if you can if you can create those kind of calling cards in your life, whether it's an interesting piece of jewelry or something, it's a great way to create more adventure. And you know what? We gotta go.
Well,
We gotta go to have another adventure.
I know. Well, that's our goal now, is to have an adventure a week at least.
I think we should have a contest. I think we're going to have a contest soon about who has the most interesting and the most adventures on a daily basis, within reason. Now, we're not telling you to go out and jump, off a cliff with,
Well, you can parasail.
Okay.
But
It
whatever
just
the
means
adventure looks
anything.
like for you. But yeah, as far as hand analysis, honestly, it is a great way to connect with people, and that's why I love it. So if it appeals to you, don't hesitate to learn a little bit more about it as a great way to start a conversation about somebody else's world.
And tell them where to go.
truthinhand.com. So you can find out more right there.
And so please, everyone, go out and try and have an adventure right now. Get up off your couch now, if you can, if you want to. Think about going out and just having more adventures in your life. And we will see you next time. And please come to SizzleInTheMiddle.com and read about all the different adventures and the tips to help you get out there. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.